Wait until Councillor Collins is sat down. So item number 1 on the agenda is apologies. At this moment we have apologies from Councillor Alan Clancy and no other apologies, I believe. Thank you. Item number 2 on the agenda is declarations of interest. To receive any declarations of interest from councillors and items on the agenda, to receive written requests for dispensations for declarable interests, and to grant any requests for dispensation as appropriate. Is that applicable to anyone? No? Item number 3 is to approve and adopt the annual statutory full council held on 15th of May 2023. Oh, can I have a proposer, please? And a seconder? Councillor Carter, do you want to second it? Someone to second it, please. Thank you, Councillor Azaro. Councillor Richard Butler has proposed, and Councillor Dan Azaro has seconded. Thank you. And is that approved? Yeah, great. So the next item on the agenda is item number 4, outside bodies, to receive verbal reports from members serving on outside bodies as follows. Now, where it says verbal, it should have said written, so we have received a number of written reports that you can read through in your own time. So is that noted? And just going forward, in terms of written reports, if we can try and get them in advance of the meeting, preferably noon the day before, just to ensure they're circulated beforehand. But otherwise, thank you for the reports. They're very interesting. Thank you. So, yes.
Oh, I've got to say that. Sorry.
Councillor Farnell.
I think it says on one of these that I have not been contacted by anyone from the committee. They don't contact you, you have to contact them.
Okay.
So that's the two that they want to. They're not going to contact you.
Okay. Thank you. So item number 5, policies for adoption. We're going to start off with item number 1 of 5, which is the markets policy. Would anyone like to speak on that? Who's proposing?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to propose this policy on the market policy. Thank you.
And who's seconding it, please? Thank you. Would anyone like to speak on that, or are we okay to go straight to the vote and adopt it? Okay, those in favour of adopting the markets policy, please show. Brilliant, I think that's all. 5.2 is financial risk assessment and policy documentation, previously deferred. Please might have a proposer for that. Thank you, Councillor Alexander. And seconder? Thank you. And would anyone like to speak on that? No. So shall we move to the vote? Those in favour of adopting it, please show. Thank you, that's all then. So 5.2 on the agenda is Youth Council Constitution 2022. Please might have someone proposing that.
Madam Mayor, I didn't bring this to the attention of Karen in due course. I'm not sure if I brought this one to your attention as well. On item 2 on that, it says the town council shall appoint 2 town councillors. And obviously at the last council meeting in Anchor Parish, we amended that to say 1. Sorry, I just realised.
So would you like to amend that now for me to include an entry to adopt?
I would say so, please, if that's okay.
So those in favour of the amendment, sorry, who's proposing the amendment? You're proposing it.
Amendment.
Who's seconding the amendment, please? Thank you, Councillor Smith. And all those in favour, please show. That's great. That's all, thank you. And let's move to the main Youth Council Constitution. All those, who's proposing, please?
Thank you, Madam.
Councillor, thank you, Councillor Butler. So
Happy.
Councillor Butler's proposing, and who is seconding? Thank you so much, yeah. And all those in favour, please show.
Can I just say here that I'm absolutely delighted that they've been invited to come to all the committees. It's a great idea.
Yeah,
If it
no,
was yours, thank you.
No, and they're certainly making really good progress. They're a really good team.
It's great, great.
Definitely. So item 5.4 is, yes, please, thank you.
I understand that I have sent them a recirculated one, a meeting with the purpose of the town clerk, having experience and also a former, I've worded it, a former town clerk did attend.
Karen, can I interrupt you because you're talking to actually over there, you're not talking to straight, so I actually.
Okay.
So if you
try
could
and
just give us a chance as well to hear what you're saying.
I'll try and split my eyes evenly, or in fact, I'll look down. Right, can you hear me, Councillor Cornell?
I can hear you if you speak, if you don't take your face away from,
Well, I'm,
So-
okay,
so
well,
if you
I'm
speak
gonna,
to the
what
whole-
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the clock.
Karen, if you speak to the whole hall. then
Thank you,
I-
Councillor Connell. I think we've
Right,
got
what
it.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
do is I'm gonna look at the clock and I'm not gonna
That's
make face
great.
contact with anyone.
I look at you.
Right, very well, so, I have changed the element of, the clerk to a former town clerk attended the meeting and, changed other elements to do with the clerk. I've sent that documentation out to you today and I hope it meets your satisfaction for approval.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your work on that. We really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Could we have a proposal, please, for this?
I'm happy to propose, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Butler. And thank you, Councillor Newmark, as seconder for that. Please, will we move to the vote? All agreed? That's all. So item number 6 on the agenda is community grants. At the time of dispatch, no community grants recommended. Item number 7 on the agenda is community infrastructure levy, also known as SIL. Current balance sits at 224,588, including 24 pence, and no application received at this time. Moving on to item number 7, we have signed minutes. To note, the signed minutes of the full council meetings form part of the official council minute book as agreed by full council to be viewed by members. Oh, sorry, I need to read that back. We've got the Environment and Planning Committee, 18th of April 2023 and 22nd of May 2003. Is that agreed? General Management Committee, 20th of April 2023 and 1st of May 2023, all agreed. Entertainment Committee, 27th of February 2023 and 4th of April 2023, all agreed. Youth Council, 22nd of March 2023 and 19th of April 2023, all agreed? Fantastic. So let's move on to item number 10, accounts for payment. To confirm the payments of accounts as approved as follows. We've got the table set out there. Would anyone like to make any comments on this? Councillor Newmark?
Thanks. Can I just clarify that?
Councillor Newmark, do you mind just move?
Could I just clarify that there was an email circulated by the deputy clerk about the vouchers possibly being the previously approved vouchers in terms of the ones that were actually circulated. So I'm a bit confused as to exactly which vouchers should be.
When I went to prepare the agenda, it went up to the previous vouchers to this. So as Tracy was away, I took you up to the end of the year on the voucher codes, otherwise that wouldn't have been completed. So from now, in July, we will have all the voucher codes from April the 1st to the current date, hopefully. So that is a retrospective decision, I know, but I looked back at your old agenda and it was like something like 689 and there were more on here that needed to be approved.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to make any comments or ask any questions on this? No, so I believe we note this. Is this noted? Thank you. So item number 11, internal audit, to resolve to receive and accept internal audit report 2021-22 final. Now I'm going to turn to Karen, if you would, please.
Yes, of course. So we've got to note the internal audit report, that's this document here that came out from Sally King, and as usual, Tracy Sales through the audit. Part of our requirement is for this document here, which is the annual account, including the figures at the back in these little boxes, for them to be signed off by the RFO and the chair, in this instance, the mayor. So if we seek approval for that to be signed off,
Has anyone, do we need to take that this one?
I think we do. Yeah. I would, if I were you.
Yes, would someone mind please proposing this or?
I'm happy to propose that.
Thank you, councillor Butler. And a seconder? Thank you, councillor Alexander. Has anyone got any questions, comments they wish to add at this point?
I've got a question on the accounts themselves.
Councillor.
Was the other next item?
Under item number 12, yes, okay.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I need to take you a step back. Could you accept the internal auditor's report as a council?
Yeah, so we'll move to, all agreed? Thank you. So item number 12 is annual return and financial accounts 2022, 2023, final accounts document and copy of audit form previously circulated. So number 1, we have to approve the end of year accounts. 2, end of year bank reconciliations. Approve section 1, approve section 2, to sign the audit form for submission to the external auditors, and to consider whether Elstree and Bournemouth Town Council has effective control measures in place for finance and audit.
Can I discuss that one with you at the end? So we're going to have to go step by step because we've got to make sure we cover all the signing off of the documents. If there is a query on the accounts, could I quickly take it now? If I can answer you, I will.
Councillor Alexander.
So, I was just wondering why we have this deficit of expenditure over the income.
I'm sorry, we're just accepting the accounts. All the accounts have been signed off throughout the year. These are your final figures that have been payments for approval and income over the year. That's what we're signing. We're not looking at the deficit this evening, I'm afraid, because I simply cannot answer that one.
Any other questions or comments? Councillor Connor?
So,
Councillor Connor? Oh. Councillor Gaza?
As you probably know, I've seen these things luckily every day, but never in my life have I seen them manually.
no, we just need to get your accounts
Yes.
for the year. If I may explain,
But they normally do have them.
we're not there yet. If I may explain to the newer
Whether it's
members,
manually.
every month,
Councillor Newmark, do you mind just waiting a second, please? Councillor Gaza?
Can't print them out?
No. What, is it an issue with the printing?
Yeah.
Yeah, just hold the question for a moment. It's for bullet point 4. We'll come back to you in a moment.
explain that one. Just for the newer members, just for the newer members who haven't been through a local town council audit, it is not as corporate as you think. We still have our things that we need to go through. Every month you are presented with payments and income reports for acceptance by the council. You also sign off bank reconciliations to your statements of the council. These are the final figures from the 31st of March to the 1st of April this year, which council have already approved. So this is what we're asking you to accept, the accounts as they are presented today.
Okay, so we're going to vote on 12.1 to approve the end of year accounts 2022-23. Someone proposing that, please? Thank you, Councillor Collins. And a seconder, please?
Yeah, I'll have to, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Buckner. Now the votes. All in agree? Agreed? Thank you. So 12.2, end of year.
Now.
We can, shall we
So,
say?
shall we sign them now?
Yeah.
Right, you're gonna be-
Yes, yeah, it's 12, yeah. So now we're moving. So now we move on to 12.2, which is end of year bank reconciliations, page 3 of 3. All in agreement? Yeah. And you get, are you two happy to? Yeah, thank you. And then we go on to 12. Oh, so. Thank you, as much as that. So 12.3 is to approve section 1 annual governance statements.
I just need to get some approval on other things. I'll put that to one side for a second. As part of the audit, you have to acknowledge that you had a certificate, you didn't need a certificate of exemption because you're not a small council. You've approved the annual accounts and you've approved the internal audit. So now we can just carry on with the rest of the agenda as it is. So you're happy for me to note about the exemption? You're not a small authority of over under 25,000, so.
So now we move on to 12.4 then.
Sorry.
So to approve section 2 accounting statements.
I just wanted to ask a question on 12.3.
So going back to 12.3, okay?
Yeah.
Approve section 1 annual governance statement, yeah.
Yes, in section 4 of section 1 of the annual governance statement, it was reported a no, and I appreciate that the reason for the no is that we publish the paperwork early to discharge our responsibility to give electors right to comment on the accounts and audit paperwork, which sounds actually like a positive thing to me rather than a negative thing. But my understanding is if we report a no, we have to actually publish the reasons for that somewhere. And I appreciate it would appear in the minutes of this meeting, but I wanted to understand where else we have to publish them, because I think there's some regulation that sets that out, I believe.
We will publish, and I will make a record in the meeting that was queried and that it was down to the statutory period being, if you're too early and it breaks what the auditors like to hear and see, because they will check our website. So we will record it in the minutes and then we will submit it to the external auditor, and all your internal and external reports should go onto the website. So if there's any comment from the external auditor, it will be published the same as the internal audit side of the report should be published also. Or that back page.
Thank you. So we go to 12.4, approve section 2 accounting statements. Councillor Carter. Now's your chance.
No,
Go on.
thanks. I didn't mind the earlier one, but they're probably too fast. And most of them I really want to know why this is handwritten, that's all, any particular reason for it. I'm sure there's an arcane rule for everything that we do, but what about this?
Why it's handwritten?
Yeah.
I believe that's just the way the form's filled in. Is my understanding. It's not typed up. It's just a
It's
tick
the
box.
officer's preference, and it is down to the officers how they present their reports and finance to you. So this
You
is
mean
officer's preference.
I mean, in some council, you've seen reports being actually presented to the council handwritten. I can't believe this. See, these are numbers,
Is
it
it-
isn't money.
Is that's the tick box form, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible that all of them are
So
correct.
that-
I have no issue.
No.
I
Yeah.
have no issue,
It's-
all of them could be correct and everything's perfect. But I'm not going to sit
My
and verify.
understanding is it's the officer's preference. If
No, it
there is an
can't be anybody's
issue with
preference,
these,
no.
that-
It can't be anybody's preference. We have to have them printed so that they can't be changed. Have you ever seen this anywhere else?
They're sent
I know we're not
in,
in opposition, but still this is wrong.
sorry, they are sent in PDF format, so they cannot be changed. This is your officer's preference. This is the person who does your finances every day. This is their preference on how they complete the form. It's been handwritten for many, many years. It's a chosen thing if the officer decides to put it in electronically, which still could lead open to change if in a Word document.
So in future, I hope we get them printed like that.
I-
Same thing with the.
As I
tick
say,
box.
it's down to the,
No, no,
it's down to the officer's preference.
Anyway, even Guru, I'm sure you're not seeing this.
Yeah. Okay, are there any more questions? Thank you, Councillor Carson, we know your point. Are there any more questions on this?
Are you saying, can I ask Karen something? Are you saying it's correct, right, or it's wrong? Or is this the preference? No, I'm asking Karen. You said it's the officer's way of, has it been right? Is it just the way
It's not
every
wrong.
person does it?
The figures say what the figures say, that's what this item is about. Do the figures match? Are the figures correct?
Okay, fine, thank you.
Thank you.
You've got to sign out.
So I'll take one.
And then you can get them to approve the figures, the other one.
Okay, thank you, Secretary.
Oh, one that you're holding it and approve it.
So, if we could please approve, 12.4, if we may, please. We have a proposer for that. Thank you, Councillor Ewell, and Councillor Butler seconding it, thank you. Are all those in favour, please show. And, okay, thank you. So moving on to 12.5, to sign the audit form for submission to the external auditors.
So you just done that last time.
Yeah.
We've agreed that one.
Yeah. Agree. And 12.6, to consider whether Elstree and Bournemouth Town Council has effective control measures in place for finance and audit.
If I may, it's council's responsibility to make sure they've got adequate controls. As you've adopted your risk assessments, you've kind of accepted that you do have adequate controls because those risks will be managed quite regularly. So do you, as a council, have to pass a resolution that you're happy that the appropriate internal audit controls are in place by your signatories, by the raising of payments right through to the end.
All in agree? Agreed. Thank you. Okay, so moving on to. Okay, so we're moving on to, it's down as item 12, but it should say item 13, public participation, question time. 15 minutes of the meeting will be given over to questions. Yep, 15 minutes. Thank you, Councillor Farnham. Over to questions from members of the public relating to town council business. We have one member of the public in attendance.
Well, a couple of questions if I could ask. The first one is there any update on the changes for the buses that was brought up at the transport forum about the B3 and the 306 that's likely to be added? Any more news? I gave a copy of the letter that was handed out at the meeting to Oliver Dowden on Friday and told him I wasn't happy about it at all. So he's taken that away with a lot of words from me. And that's that bit. And the other bit, while I'm here, any news of when the art theatre will be open that I can go and see a show again? It's been many years. And also, since 2016, we've had this promise of a notice board outside 96. When they shut the old hall, there was a big notice board outside, and they said they would replace it with a new building, and it never has been. And it was agreed at this meeting with the town crier and Tim Wall that a notice board could go up in the town crier. It's taken all these years, so I'm not on the gadget anymore with Facebook and all that rubbish. We don't get the local paper. There's things going on locally, like there's a Tuesday men's group starting down Windsor Hall. I know nothing about it unless I pick up the paper, and it'd be nice to have a proper notice board outside the library with those sort of notices in, not the council ones, because you've got the council notices as it is, just other local stuff that's going on. That's it.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to go through that question by question. So first of all, we've got updates on changes to the buses. Are there any councillors here that are able to provide a response to this? Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, so no, there is no update on that at the moment, but what I will do, I'll be seeing a member of the Highways Transport Committee from Hertfordshire County Council. I think I'm seeing him next Thursday. So when I see him, I'll ask him to see if he can push that through their side, because it will have to come through Hertfordshire County Council. And I will see if I can either get you a written response, or obviously I can give you a call or whatever you would like, Lawrence. It's up to you.
Possible to get a list of the transport meetings at counties so I can go and
Yes.
those.
I think they're online, but yeah, I will get you a list of that so you can actually observe. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Councillor Butler. So next we've got news on the Arc Theatre.
10 years.
If anyone has got any updates, thank you, Councillor.
Yeah, I can actually give you an update on this, because funnily enough, I was asking the same question myself only a few weeks ago. So they've finally finished that building work around that sign, that site. If you notice now, they've got the Hartswood logo on the side of the building. No, not yet. But it should be under discussion with the school governing body, because I was talking to two of the governors about this, because you raised this with me in the High Street. So they should be looking at starting the theatre club there. There's one we met the other day at the Allen Hall. So they're starting a programme there. I'm trying to think what its name was again, but they are starting small projects. So they should be starting now. I don't know when there'll actually be a show put on for the community. That is another question to ask. So, but I'll go back again and I'll see if I can talk to the school government.
Thank you so much.
Today, I want to go to some shows.
Thank you so much, Councillor Butler. And then finally, the notice board outside 96. So unless anyone has any updates on this, I'm happy for us to look into this as it counts. Councillor Parnell, do you?
Yeah, I can tell you about 96. We wanted to put a notice board out there, but you're saying outside 96. It was not approved by the church for some reason. Anton Moore. I don't know what maybe he wasn't well at that time. I don't know, but it wasn't approved. We wanted it for 2 years or 3 years now. Our clerk, he was going after it. There was nobody there to approve it or disapprove it. Just no. There wasn't any explanation. We didn't get any explanation, and that's as far as it got. We tried very, very hard, and Pat and I tried very hard.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much. So, what we can do, what I would suggest we do, we will look into this and provide you with a written response on where we get to. Oh, sorry, Councillor Butler.
So, if I can put a different hat on, I can actually take this away and look at, because the lumber land outside the actual 96 isn't church property. The land directly opposite the church is land property. So that other land is county. So I will investigate and see.
It was county.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll see if I can investigate with county and see if we can put notice board on county land. Okay?
Thank you so much, Councillor Butler. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Councillor Zara?
It was only to say that I wish Lawrence a happy retirement today.
Thank you.
You want to say that in a bit more?
Thank you so much. Lawrence, have you got any more questions?
No, that's fine.
Okay, thank you so much, Robin. there's no other members of the public here, so we shall move on to close of meeting. The next meeting of full council is scheduled for Wednesday, 6th of September 2023 at 7:30 p.m. at Fairway Hall. I'd just like to finish off by thanking Dan, Jenny and Karen for their work on this evening, and also Tracy. She's not here this evening, but thank you all for all the work you put in. And thank you all of you as well. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Monica.